Great rising YouTube. Great rising Facebook. Yes. Great rising. Get your mats. Get your chair. Get your weights. Get your water. Hop on your bike. Start your treadmill. Let's get this 30 minutes over with, honey. Whew. Let's get this over so we can start our day, y'all. So we can start the day. Hold on a minute. Hold on. I realized there was some light missing from somewhere. Here we are. Yay, y'all. Yay. Hey, right? Great rising, Diane. Joe. Miriam Spirit. I know she loves me. Old Chocolate and everybody who's on this walk with me, y'all. Let me slow this booger down. Let me slow this booger down, y'all. Ooh, I tell you. It's Wednesday, y'all. And what an exciting week I had. Oh, I can't even tell you. Hashtag Costco girl. As long as somebody keep an eye or a mind on her, she is safe. She is safe. Now I heard Haiti, y'all can mute me. I heard Haiti just had an earthquake. So I guess they're going to be adopting a lot of little boys and girls from Haiti by the Midwest folks. Need babysitters. They need somebody to take care of their house. Their women is for sex. You get 2 or 3 of them, 4 or 5 of them. So, and they used to go to Haiti and get it. That's why, if nobody remembers or anybody remembers, when AIDS first came out, they blamed the Haitians. But it was the gays, we found out, that go over to Haiti and get the young boys. So Haiti had that tropical storm and now earthquake. So pedophiles will be over there adopting like crazy, y'all. So let's keep hashtag Costco girl, hashtag save Molly. Because Angelica, I believe you, honey. Because they wouldn't have dragged you like they did if it wasn't true. They wouldn't have dragged you. They'd have left you alone. So hashtag Costco girl. Let's keep an eye out on her. Let's keep her out there on the forefront. Because she ain't the only one. Yeah, sadly, she ain't the only one. So, how y'all doing? Them YouTube people sent me an email. I gotta call them. I'm like, they must know something I don't know. Because, like I said yesterday, other than my family and friends that aren't on Facebook, I can't imagine anybody wanting to walk like with an old clone like me. Want to exercise. I don't know. Over the years, when I spoke to people about exercising, that was the fastest way to kill a friendship. Associateship, co-workership. When I mention the word exercise, honey, I can go from 10 friends to 0. So I don't see it being any different in these YouTube streets or these Facebook streets. So some people get mad if you even give them the slightest thought that you're going to ask them to exercise or to take a walk with you or to go work out with you. honey, you become, what is it, persona non grata. Ha 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 ha. So, I'll call the YouTube peoples, but I just don't see it. I just want to get to my family and friends that ain't on Facebook. Everybody ain't on Facebook. And, you know, and go from there. That's what I want to do. Reach them. Then I say by 2025, better handle on this thing, on this coronas will be had. And go from there. I'm telling you, go from there. So, that's where we're at now. Ooh, 5 minutes already. This walk is almost over. Yes, indeed. Okay, is it gonna rain or something outside? I got the old people's weather vane. It usually starts in your hip. I was wondering where it was coming from. I'm like, where is this thing coming from? But now I know, honey. So, that's it. So I'll call and see what they want, but can't imagine too much. I mean, I give contents, but movement. 30 minutes worth of movement. Looking at this old woman struggle through, honey. Maybe everybody don't want to do it. It takes a certain love of self. I just know I feel good and my body feels good. And even as I talk about the old people weather vane, the more I walk, the more the weather vane is less prominent. I think it's the right word. And pronounced. And I keep walking and it gets better. And then it gets better for the whole day. I like to y'all see me walking because I've been on YouTube a long time, honey. Maybe they say I'm sitting in the corner somewhere, not exercising at all. Yes, but I thank you for the company. Yes, we're in the 9th month. I feel good. When I see myself on video, it don't look like I am shaping up at all, like I'm getting any muscles. I don't see that on the video. Real life, I see it. Real life, I feel it. But not in the videos. Nope, not in the videos. Ooh, yeah. See, I need the air on me, but it blows my background. Let me slow down my pace some. I don't know, I'm running around upstairs. Oh, I know what it is. I get off the bike like every other day. Before I come down here and walk, I do 2 minutes on the bike. So I come down here and I still think I'm on a bike because then I walk faster and I don't want to walk faster. I want to walk at this slow pace. Yeah, I just did 10 minutes on the bike today. Like yesterday, I did hanging from the door frame, a lot of upper body exercises, and then I did the weights. And then the next day, I do 10 minutes on the bike and 5 minutes hanging off the door frame. So, there's that. But I was like, why am I rushing? I was like, oh shoot, I just got off that bike. That's why I'm rushing. I don't want to rush. Yeah, this is what I want to do. Put one foot in front of the other. Movement, movement. That's all we need as old people. I know a lot of people think, oh, you gotta be jumping around. You gotta be. So, I mean, I do my 10-pound weights for me, but I've been doing weights for over 30 years. So, I'm used to that. And these are just 10 pounds, this one's just 5 pounds. So, but it's the speed and the pace that I am at. So, there's that. And also the fact that when I started in January, whew, honey, I thought I was going to have a quick separation of energy and matter, honey. A quick separation. And I was like, ooh. My body was like, ooh, we ain't ready to separate yet. We like being together. We like being together. We don't want to separate yet. So I said, okay, let me do this routine exercise every day. And I remember when I was working, I would get in a good routine and then I'd have to do overtime. Or I would get in a good routine and then I'd have to go to work early. And I would get in a good routine and then I'd be too tired to even go to the gym. And I kept saying, when I retire, I'm going to work out every day. Every day. Anything that can stop me, I am going to fight it. Every day. And then we got Betsy, Coronas came, quarantine came, and here we are. Voila, voila. Yes. I remember this French lady I used to work for, Irene Soubry, and she was all so funny. She was so funny. She came through Warsaw into France, and she became a French citizen. She came from the Warsaw ghettos behind the curtain during that Hitler reign. And then when they had the TB, it was either the TB or hepatitis outbreak in France back in whatever day that was. She was put in this place back in the days when you had these viruses and stuff. You was real sick. They put it in, what is it, sanitariums or something like that. I want to say mortuaries, but I think that's like for dead people. And she was there, and her husband, Ken, her name was Irene, and Ken was there. Kenneth. And they met there. And when they got better and was able to leave the hospital, by then they were engaged. They got out of the hospital, they got married, and they came over to the United States. Miss Subi tells me this story why she would never step foot in the South again. She said when they first got to America, Ken connected with someone in the South. Wealthy people in the South. So they went down south, and they were wealthy, like you had all the servants and stuff lined up for you when guests came and all that kind of stuff. So Mrs. Subi said she went and she shook everyone's hand, and she said it was great to see you and how good it was to be in America. And after they had been situated in their room, Mr. Subi pulled her aside and said, "You can't do that." And she said, well, "I can't do what?" She said, "You can't shake colored people's hand. You can't touch them. They're the servants." And she said, "No, we're introducing everybody and meeting everybody." And I said, "No, not down here. They're servants. You don't talk to them. You don't have anything to do with them." Well, she was indignant. She was put out, honey. And the first thing she did when she came back here is she hired an African American man to do, I guess his name is Daniel, but she called him Danielle because of the French accent, and he did everything. He was housekeeper, man fixer. If I had a choice, I would get a man as a housekeeper because he fixed stuff. So Danielle did a lot of stuff, and he was a correctional officer too, so he did that part-time. Then she hired me to work with her daughter and her husband. And she said she never went back down south and she would never go again. She didn't understand the premise of hating a person or thinking a person is sub-zero just because the color of their skin. So, that was some pet peeve. But she used to tell me, I used to always say, of course now I can't say it, bourgeoisie, or bourgeois. And she was looking at me and say, "Vicky, you say that better than the French." I was like, okay. She didn't give out compliments a lot, but I'll take that. Oh, we went past our 15 minutes. Real fast, y'all. Get some water. I'm still sweating from being on that bike, y'all. I'm still sweating from being on the bike first. You know, even as I look at myself on this, but wait a minute. First half of this walk is brought to you by Ooh Child. Not by Ooh Child. I like to say yes. Keep the word yes in your child's vocabulary. By reading, I like to say yes to your child. I guess a lot of you, when I was thinking about like people being in a pandemic at home with their kids, you need to have, I like to say yes, especially if your kids don't say yes, it's going to make your homeschool and everything a lot easier. Because that word helps a lot. Confidence, positive attitude, abilities. You can order, I like to say yes, from Barnes & Nobles, Archway, and Amazon. All right, let's get this over with. Let's get this party started. Right. She was so funny. She was the one whose daughter would only say, eh. And she got everything out of that girl. She taught me that everyone can speak. You just gotta want to listen. Like we used to take out this paraplegic named Donna. She had an Italian mother and father. They had Donna first, who was paraplegic, but they didn't stop. They still had another kid, and he's perfectly fine. So, I also know another family like that, whose first child was Down syndrome, an Irish family. The first child was Down syndrome, but the other 9, perfectly fine. So, this is so good, she was a scream. But she taught me that everyone, and here's another story. One day I was driving in the car. She didn't like to sit in the back because I wasn't driving Miss Daisy. Oh, no, dear, you're not driving Miss Daisy. I'm going to sit right next to you. And I used to say, you know what? I kind of like you being in the back. Listen, honey, I was making $15 an hour back then. Y'all just getting $15 an hour. Okay? So, one day we're driving and she said, Vicky, do you think all mentally challenged people are wonderful and lovable people? And I said, yes. And she said, she didn't call me a racist, but she called me almost like discriminating. She said to me, why wouldn't they be bitches? And of course I'm shocked. I'm like, I know she just didn't call mentally challenged folks bitches. And I said, well, you know, Miss Sabrina, they're mentally challenged. So, I mean, technically they can't be bitches. And she said, well, everyone can be. She said, if you're looking at them as being normal like everybody else, you gotta see a few bitches in there and a few bastards too, Vicky. Oh, I was like, okay, bastards. And she mentioned one. She always had like one or two that she didn't like, that I used to drive around when I did recreation. And we did community integration and on and on and on. And she had one she didn't like. She said, take that Lisa person. What a bitch. And I gotta tell you, she was absolutely right. Oh my goodness, that girl was a BYTCH all day, honey. All day, every day. But I wouldn't allow myself to call her that. I said, well, you know, she got a little Down syndrome. They could be like that. And then she mentioned someone else. She said, and that great. He is such a showboat. He wants all the attention from everyone. And I was like, yeah, you're right. But I just said they're mentally challenged. So she told me that I wasn't looking at them as being people. Though I said I wasn't, because if people act like Greg and Lisa, I would call them out. And I told her she was right, I would call them out. She said, but because they're mentally challenged, you're not calling them out. And that means you're not looking at them as people. And I was like, well, you got a point there. Then to bring the point home, she talks about home daughter. She says, like, wow, she can be such a bitch sometimes. And I was like, you know, I felt the same way, but I was saying she mentally challenged. But if I looked at her as a human being, I would call her a spoiled bitch. But because she was mentally challenged, I just said it's because of her mentally challenged state that she's like that. But Mrs. Subi was right. I wasn't looking at her as being a human being. Come on, let's get some fingers going. So she taught me that lesson. And I did. I started treating them more like people than like their diagnosis. I did. I started saying, you know what? I used to call Greg out. I said, you know what? There is like 7 people here. You cannot have all the attention. You have to share. Okay, now so-and-so is talking. Let them finish and then you can talk. And that was because Miss Subaru. Before I would let Craig go on and on and on. No one else can talk, but it's because of his condition. And the reason why nobody else is talking is because of their condition. And I didn't see them as people. I saw them as their diagnosis or their condition or their ability, their disability. But I didn't see them as people. And once I started really, thanks to Mrs. Subri, once I really started seeing them as people, just like I would judge anybody else, I judged them the same way. We had pretty much a better time. Because I was saying stuff like, don't start. You get ready to go in here. Slowly be quiet. Everybody got to be quiet. Got it? But that's the same way I would do when I would take anyone out. I'm responsible for anyone. Just talk plain to you. But back in those days, I'd say, you know, you gotta sit down. You gotta be good. Before my talk with Mrs. Super, I'd be like, you know, you gotta sit down. You really should be really good. You know, you really should, we're out in public, you know, and you just can't do this. And afterwards, I was like, look, let's have a nice time here. Let's listen to the music, laugh, have a good time. We go get something to eat afterwards. Boom, the event is over. And they'd be like, all right, Vicky, sure. Yeah, right, okay. And if someone started acting up, they was like, they would do it with each other. You remember Vicky said, just like chill. Just chill, everybody just chill. I'd be like, yeah, let's chill. We almost over, program almost over. We got, and it just changed our whole relationship. Yes, once I agreed that they were bitches and that like singing. They all like music. They all like music. But there's times we would be sitting in the car and Craig would like to take over the song, and we started saying as sisters, we would say to them, because it was more than myself, we used to say, Craig, can the man have the song? Can you let the man have the song? And before I used to say, well, you know, Craig, you're in the car with other people and they're listening to music and then you're singing and, you know, you just hum to yourself, or I would just ignore it. But when I say to him, can you let the man have the song? He would say, he would laugh, he said, Vicky, let the man have the song? I was like, yeah, please let the man have the song. And that meant that let the singer sing the song and we could all listen. And it worked perfectly. He thought that was the funniest thing. We would all laugh, but he would stop singing. And just because I started treating him just like a person, not his condition, not his diagnosis, just like a human being. And that was great. Lisa and I, we got closer because I knew she was going to show it off. So I say, ooh, you going to show it off, right, Lisa? She was like, yeah, Vicky. I was like, show it off, baby. Because she always thought she looked good. So then we get a better relationship. I was able to look at them as being human beings. So I think that old came through Poland to France, became a French citizen, and came to American woman, who taught me that one thing. And I guess that's what discrimination and racism is like, you know. I didn't notice it. But once I did notice it, I took care of it. Hey, let's do 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Whew. Riding that bike, raced up this body thing, and then I slowed it down here, and sweating. I had no sweating. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 was the one for good luck. Ooh, child. The sweat that's pouring off me from that bike. And now this walking. This movement, y'all. I'm in movement. I'm in movement. My pace. At my pace. When it get cooler and that cold air comes through, I will definitely pick up the pace, honey, because I gotta stay warm. But until then, here we go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming on the walk. Hit the subscribe bell and the like button, YouTube. Like, comment, share, Facebook. There could be an old person around in your family that I can motivate. You can say, look at that old crow with her red tight pants on. She get up every morning and do this one walk and be racing all day. All day. Whew. Yes. Yeah, y'all, yeah. Whew. Thank you so much for your support. YouTube, please hit the bell, subscribe button, and like. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Thanks for coming on the walk.